year.
Yes, there's that.
I think I jinxed us.
Yeah, well, I think so, yeah. We barely survived 2025, and 2026 is going off to a rip-roaring start.
Ooh, baby.
With that ginormous poop parade that's happening, that is the Venezuela situation. What in the wide world of sports is going on?
Renegades.
Yeah. Look, Dear Leader Ding Dong can't even run one country. What's he make? Think they can run two?
That's my thought.
Yeah, there you go.
Minions can't even run one.
Yeah. So 2026. Here we are.
Here we are.
Here, but our little gay show is here to offer a little bit of light for you in the bleak dawn of 2026, and more importantly, we've got some actions that you might be able to take or to think about, to take home with you. And we got a great first show of the new year.
Of course we do.
There we are. Democratic analyst Marge Halperin is going to be joining us to chat about what we can do as we head into the midterm year, and we're just going to check in on things that are happening around Chicago. I know I saw from social media posts that she was downtown last night in Federal Plaza for,
When I saw on the socials that there was a big demonstration, my first thought was, I wonder if Marge was there. And then later on, I saw her
and then
post.
boop, there she was.
And of course she was. That's our Marge Halperin. That's why we love her.
So we're going to be checking in with her. And, ever since last January 20th, everyone's talking about just wait to the midterms. Well, finally, we're here in the midterm year.
Getting closer.
We're getting closer. I mean, we still got 11 months to go.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. But I think we're going to check in with her.
Yes, we are.
And hopefully
she'll give us
some stuff that's going on there.
Hopefully give us some hope and optimism.
Yeah. And speaking of hope and optimism, we're always talking about we're fretting away, and the best thing to take away fretting is action.
Yep.
And we're going to be joined by Ann Friedman in the second hour.
Mm-hmm.
She's the executive director of Gay for Good, which is a national organization that mobilizes LGBTQ folks and ally volunteers to promote diversity, foster inclusion, and strengthen ties to the broader community, which I think is great.
Of course, it's fantastic.
So if you're looking for, again, we've been talking about this ever since January 20th last year.
Mm-hmm.
When the world gets too big, don't go macro, think micro. What can you do in your community? What can you do right in your neighborhood? That'll help you out a little bit.
Will.
So we're going to be speaking with Ann Friedman from Gay for Good.
Excellent.
And we always love artivism around here. And Artemis Singers, Chicago's very own lesbian feminist chorus, is starting up the year with Interwoven Threads of Earth and Self. And we're going to be chatting with D'Amica Victorian
Fantastic.
later on. And of course, we would love to hear from you. So give us a call or a text to 773-763-9278. That number again is 773-763-9278. Of course, you can listen live Sundays from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Central at 8:20 a.m. on TuneIn from heartlandsignal.com, or you can watch the live video stream on the WCPT Facebook page or the Heartland Signal YouTube page. So how was your last week of 2025?
If you don't listen to the news, it was pretty good.
I didn't.
I didn't that much either. I was just listening to myself and my wife and our friends. It was great. I went and saw our America's Sweetheart.
Yes, Kathy Richardson.
Kathy was playing at Hey Nani in Arlington on the eve of the eve on Tuesday night. We drove out there it was fine till we got to the Northwest Tollway, and it was we had no idea there was going to be a snow thing happening.
Oh, there was
Tuesday
a snow thing,
Yeah,
wasn't
it was kind of out but we made it. We had a packed house. It was great. I love the eve of the eve. I like going out on that night and then staying home on New Year's Eve, which she had a great performance. And the following night we had...
Was it her storyteller show?
No, it was just a solo acoustic show.
Oh, all right.
That she did. And the sold out, standing room only, lovely crowd, some friends in the crowd, of course. And she brought me up for the last song of the night. Got to play with her, which I always enjoy. And then the following night was New Year's Eve. We cooked our butts off. I made that pavlova citrus pistachio, pistachio citrus. What's it called? Pavlova. Oh, with with sugared cranberries.
With sugared cranberries.
It's a giant It's a meringue.
Giant meringue.
It's a meringue with a little bit of a crater in the middle, and then I fill it with an homemade orange custard, and then I top it with
Is it
toast.
an orange custard or is it like an orange curd?
Well, what is the difference between a curd and a custard?
3 letters. Curd. UST. One is custard. The other one is just curd.
Because one recipe referred to the same exact recipe as a curd and the other custard. I mean, I had eggs and milk in it. I consider that a custard.
All right.
And then, some salted pistachios. We candied the fresh cranberries and had pieces of Cara orange, which Kathy had to delicately take the pith and rind off of each segment and cut them. So it was just...
She supremed them.
She supreme. Well, they called,
That's what it's called.
Supremed them.
I know that one. I know that cooking term.
So we actually finished it last night with some other friends that came over after dinner.
Was it a big one?
Yeah,
like
it was
a big.
Yeah.
It
was big. And
those things take forever because you got to dry them out.
I had the key is you cook it for about 60, 70 minutes in a low oven, and then you turn the oven off
and you crack it open.
You crank the oven open with a wooden spoon and leave it in another hour, and that meringue.
I know. I love a pavlova. That was usually one of I usually put mine with like a chantilly cream and balsamic berries on top.
Oh, see, there's many ways you can do it.
To enjoy a pavlova.
Many ways you do. So
do you know the name of why it's called a pavlova?
Yes, because it's named after a dancer named Anna Pavlova.
Mm-hmm. And what kind of dancer was she?
Ballet.
Mm-hmm. And what does the pavlova look like?
What does
her tutu?
That part I didn't know.
Yeah,
mine sort of did look like the tutu.
That's what it looks like. That's what they look like.
We did.
See, we're not just a gay show. We're a cooking show filled with fun food facts.
We have info for you.
We do.
So we had our friends over, Jenny and Angela, who I love dearly, but I think I'm going to have to get some younger friends because one of them could barely stay awake till midnight. It was hard.
Girl, but so Jerry and I ended up spending it.
Just kidding.
Spending the evening alone.
Yeah.
Like it was the first time in a really long time that it was just the two of us. And I had to work we both had to work during the day. He was feeling like we're both. Were you just pummeled by the holidays?
No.
I wasn't. All right, good on you. I'm glad that you weren't, because I guess maybe it's my job, having a part of that.
Our job was very, we didn't have much work going on the last few weeks.
Yeah,
so.
it was just because of Thanksgiving happened so late, and then 2 weeks later we were into Hanukkah, and then it was the whole Christmas thing and my birthday, and then I just feel kind of.
Yeah, you have, if you celebrated all of those things, that is a lot more. I just celebrated Thanksgiving.
We were just kind of run down. So we ended up, we were supposed to hook up with another couple. We ended up, that all just kind of fell through. So we sat, I too was using citrus. I made a lovely halloumi and winter citrus salad with some roasted salmon.
Roasted salmon?
Salmon, big roasted salmon. Then I made a chili maple blood orange glaze to put on
I love
top of that.
That sounds much
and we were just kind of and we spent the whole evening just kind of just talking, listening to music. We had a fire going.
Did you have TV on?
No, and then we're well, let's go watch some Stranger Things. And then we went upstairs and we were it was already 11:30 or 11:45. We're wait, it's almost midnight. We should do something. New Year's Eve-ish. So we switched over. We were looking let's try to find some sort of ball drop or whatever. We found this, I think it was NBC, that was playing fireworks from around the world.
Oh.
So we just kind of stopped and just stared at that for a little bit. Let me tell you, Bangkok knocked it out of the park.
Really?
Oh my gosh. It was just, it was so amazing. But then we watched the ball drop with here in Chicago with Chance the Rapper. And
what did you think of that?
I thought it was great. I thought it was really cool. It must have been thrilling to be downtown to the fireworks along the river.
The fireworks look cool. Yeah.
Yeah. It was that would have freaked me out though. Just I don't know, as a safety person, just because they were on the river.
Yeah, they were neat.
And just shooting right out. It looked really, really cool. It must have been absolutely thrilling to be down there. So we watched that, and then just
that's we turned that on too. Yeah.
And your friend did you keep poking her?
Yeah, we started. We found this Spotify playlist for New Year's Eve that was you would have loved it. It was music from all eras, and there was a lot of disco and fun dance stuff, and so then we took out all the percussion instruments around 11:30, and we were percussing, jamming along to the songs.
Okay.
On bongos,
Okay.
on shakers, on djembe drums, on wood drums. And, she said, we should have started that earlier because that really woke me up. So
Yeah.
here we are, four, adult women sitting around trying to keep awake, playing drums.
Having your own little drum circle.
Having our own little
lesbian
drum circle. And it was fun, I have to say.
That's amazing.
And then we had Happy New Year, and they stayed about another hour, and I said, get out of here. You guys are tired. Go home.
Right.
Then
you and Kathy just stayed up and just partied with bongos until the wee hours in the morning.
We pretty much went right to bed after that. And then I started cooking the New Year's bread, which is a Greek tradition.
Oh, yeah.
It's the vasilopita, and you put a coin in it.
Oh, that's the one with look out for your teeth.
Yeah. Well, and I found a recipe last year that I did. I don't know how I found it, but I made a bunch of screenshots of it, and I happened to be going through old photos. I'm like, I must have saved this recipe for a reason. I used that recipe. It was the best of these breads I've ever made. It's a dense bread. It's dense. It's thick. Is
it tall or is it like?
It rises. It rises because you have baking powder in it. But it often the problem with it is does not. My mother, rest her soul, often it was raw in the middle because it just the toothpick doesn't go far enough. But I learned you take a spaghetti stick and you put that in there because it'll go down enough. And I have to say, it was the best
bread.
New Year's Greek bread I have ever made. Everybody loved it, but we couldn't find the coin because we kept cutting it because it's huge. And then I said, well, here's a piece for my sister. I'll drop one off for her. Here's a piece for my Aunt Virginia. I'll drop one off for her. There's one for the house to make they do in the Greek tradition. They cut for the family. They cut one.
Right.
And finally, on Saturday, we got a text. We were watching, we'll get to that, Song Sung Blue. And my one brother said, we found it in the piece for the house, which I think means the whole household gets good luck.
How great.
But it was, I like to keep the Greek traditions alive.
Of course,
I have to force it down my siblings' throats. But they did enjoy the bread that I made.
Yeah,
It's a cake. Yeah.
I guess there was some good cooking karma going on New Year's Day because my black-eyed peas were the best.
I know that's a tradition. I did that 1 or 2 years when I was years and years ago.
Yeah,
but I never did it again.
We've been doing it every year
ham
since
hocks.
we did it. It's black-eyed peas, collards, and cornbread. They have that for every year, and
I don't love. What do you do to the collard? Do you put bacon in them or something, or
a ham hock?
Ham hock in there too. Okay.
Yeah. Well, you got to do the little onion. I threw in some jalapeno and charred all that and some garlic, and then
you zhuzh it up.
Yeah,
you kick it up a couple notches.
Yeah, I mean,
and is that a main course or a side course? Is that what you eat?
That's what you eat for your meal.
Yeah,
yeah. So we do that every year. The peas were awesome. I'd made this home. Look at us. We are definitely turning into a cooking show.
This is our cooking show. And
this is our cooking segment that is happening right
Just
here.
Ride with it, folks.
There we are. It's delicious.
Plenty of bad stuff to talk about.
I'd made some like a homemade roasted veggie stock because we had friends over.
We were just talking about a homemade veggie stock last night.
Girl, I will send you
Do you
the
roast
best
the veggies?
recipe. Mm-hmm.
I need to have it.
I will send this recipe to you.
You.
It's so good. Actually, I made it. It had been in the freezer since Thanksgiving, since my vegetarian friend bailed on me for Thanksgiving. So we were like, let's do it. Because we, every New Year's Day, we have folks come over, and the day is just spent in soft clothes with a fire, and we play board games all day. So we had folks arrived at 2:30. We had a vegetarian friend who does not like cooked greens. So I'm like, all right, she ain't going to eat them. So I threw the ham hock in there. We used veggie stock for the peas, and everything was so good.
They're bad.
So good. And Jerry made some really great cornbread. And folks stayed over. Mm-hmm. And then folks stayed over until about 1:30 in the morning playing games. It was so much fun.
That sounds great.
Yeah. And then we spent the next 2 days just kind of laying low and recharging. I think that is a big thing for me this year. But do you have any New Year's resolutions?
I don't know. I don't make any.
I don't make New Year's resolutions because they just kind of
I used to make proclamations, as I used to call it.
All right, okay.
But I didn't even do that.
Like what? Like what were your proclamations?
I didn't
This is the
proclaim
year
anything.
of.
Yes, I already said earlier in the year, this is my year of travel.
Oh, okay.
That's my deal. And
Great.
to stay healthy and travel. That's my whole
That sounds
focus.
phenomenal.
That's it.
I love that. So
about
you're
you?
focusing on travel. I try not to do like, I'm going to lose weight. I'm going to blah, blah, blah. I try not to do that because you're just setting yourself up for failure.
Exactly.
So I'm just trying to keep just kind of like intentions, just words to kind of like focus on and things to move forward through in the new year. And this year I'm focusing on abundance and community. Those are the things that I really want to just kind of work on. But, abundance, of course, clearly financially, but that ain't going to happen. With what's happening right now. But just in terms of having perspective on what I actually have, what I have in my world, whether it's material, but also what it is spiritually as well, like the people that I have in my world, and community in particular, because I really think that I understand that we are in a digital age and we are, social media is everything and blah, 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 all that good stuff. But to me, it really does feel like the future is analog in terms of personal relationships,
I agree with that.
and being in community with people, whether that's in community with, my neighbors or with my friends. I'm looking to help build community and maintain my community and strengthen my community. That's kind of what I'm focusing on this year, because I think we need each other more than ever, and I think we need to be with each other in person more than ever, as opposed to on a screen or a text or whatever. I think
I'm all for that.
That is kind of where my intention is lying.
And it's a proven fact that socializing is good for your well-being. Just
100%.
Being around other people, having friends, it is a positive for you.
Yeah. But there's also, and I'm also taking time to recharge. I've been really focusing, like, it's kind of been hitting me the last couple of years, just because I work in such a customer service sort of vibe, and what I do, I feel like I'm inundated with people a lot.
You are.
And I've talked with a lot of my coworkers, and usually and that's actually one of our regular customers. She is a bus driver for the CTA, and she'll come in and we've got a little friendship going, and I'm like, "How are you doing?" She's like, "I had to spend yesterday alone in my bedroom, alone in my apartment
be a tough job,
because I can't." There are just so many people. I'm like, I get it. Yeah. A lot of my coworkers, if you have 2 days off in a row, one is usually spent just recuperating and just like kind of, refilling the well, because it can be, it's hard. So I've been trying to also, I've become really good at saying no to things, just so I can be like, I don't want to do that. I don't have to do that. So I'm just not going to do that. And I need some time to just replenish the well, because if I'm depleted, I can't do other things. So that's
it seems to be you're listening to yourself and what you need to do. That's what you have to do.
Yeah.
It works for you.
I know. And that's all I'm saying. So how about you folks out there? Did you have any sort of new, do you have a New Year's resolution, or do you have any sort of intention that you were trying to put out there and focus on this year? We'd love to hear from you. You can give us a call at 773-763-9278. You can also text us if you don't want to chat with us on the phone. Again, that number is 773-763-9278. So the world has gone kooky pants. As I think we all know, we will talk about that on the other side of a break. But before we do that, this part about Chicago is brought to you by Team Hochberg. If you are purchasing a new home or refinancing your existing home, call Team Hochberg, your trusted local lender. Tim called to consolidate his debt and was so happy with David's advice, he left this 5-star Google review. David personally called me regarding my refinance inquiry. After discussing my situation, David determined I'd be better served securing a HELOC instead of refinancing. David then spent considerable time providing valuable guidance and referred me to KCT Credit Union for a HELOC. David's reputation on radio for genuinely helping others, even when there's no direct benefit to him, is well deserved, and I experienced this firsthand. Thank you, David, for your time and integrity. David thanks Tim for his amazing review and strongly encourages everyone to read Team Hawkbird's nearly 600 5-star Google reviews. David helped Tim and thousands of WCPT listeners, but he can't help if you don't call 855-563-2843 or visit the website you know and love, 56david.com. That's 855-563-2843 or 56david.com. Lower.com, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS 1124061. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, there's more Out Chicago right here on WCPT Heartland Signal.
Where are they now with Art and Bobby?
The coffee psychic, Jorianne. Is anyone here going to get promoted from the station?
It feels like two people should be getting some sort of moving around their career.
Did you hear the good news, Devin?
Is he wearing any kind of green, by the way? Any kind of green at all?
No.
Zach's wearing green. Zach, congratulations.
Tune into Where Are They Now, Saturdays at 10 a.m. on WCPT 820 a.m.
Hey, listen.
This is a WCPT Civil Rights Snapshot. The COVID-19 pandemic showed the bravery, dedication, and intelligence our doctors and nurses had, regardless of their gender. However, this was not always the case. Back in the 1800s, the idea of a woman doctor was laughable. When Elizabeth Blackwell applied to Geneva Medical College, the students voted on whether or not to accept women into their school. The students agreed to it as a joke, thinking it would be funny to see women fail in their field. Elizabeth felt compelled to become a doctor after a conversation with a dying friend who told her that her ordeal had been that much worse because her physicians were all men. Many of her fellow students and the town shunned her, and one professor tried to scare her out of his class. Regardless, Elizabeth stayed determined and graduated, but after, the dean of her school said he did not wish for more women to enroll. Despite the sexist discrimination, Elizabeth contributed to the first generation of women doctors in America and even opened up her own hospital. And in 2017, for the first time ever, a majority of medical students in the United States were women. Please stay vigilant about our civil rights. The fight is never over.
Chicago's Progressive Talk, WCPT 820, where facts matter.
Hey everybody, this is Tanya Richard from Tanya's Take, Race, Culture, and the Culture of Race, and you are listening to Out Chicago, WCPT.
Welcome back to Out Chicago. Scott Duff here, along with Ellen Miller, just rolling along here on the first Sunday.
First Sunday of the year.
And hey, just a reminder, on Monday on Choose Views, Richard Chu is going to be talking to Mike Nellis, Democratic strategist and host of The Endless Urgency on Substack. And, he got Kat. Kat Abu Ghazal. I can never say her last name.
I can't either. Kat. Let's call her Kat.
Kat, Democratic. Abu Ghazal. We got to get her on the show. We'll learn how to pronounce her name. She's a Democratic candidate for Congress in the 9th District of Illinois. Also, this week on Choose Views, Evanston Mayor and candidate for Congress Daniel Biss, North Carolina Democratic Party Chair Anderson Clayton, retired Army Major General Randy Manner, Indiana State Rep Matt Pierce, and Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson. It sounds like a big week on Choose Views. That's Choose Views weekdays from 6 to 8 a.m. Central on WCPT 820 a.m., the Heartland Signal website, TuneIn, YouTube, and Facebook. So I'm so happy that 2025 is behind us and that 2026 is off to such a smooth, relatively painless start.
Yeah, right.
Oh, God. Oh, yeah. So apparently we're running Venezuela now?
Yeah, we're going to run it.
If you've been under a rock, early Saturday morning, the U.S. captured / kidnapped Venezuelan President Maduro and his wife and took them to New York to charge them as narco-terrorists. Great. Okay. So Dear Leader Ding Dong didn't offer up specifics in how exactly the U.S., because it is the press conference, which I heard. Did you watch? Or
I watched. I did watch the whole hour. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was listening to it, and boy, apparently we're going to run Venezuela.
Yeah, the people in back of me, we're going to run it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. He didn't offer up any specifics how we're going to be running Venezuela, but he did mention a lot of money, a lot of times that he was going to be making some money for the folks in oil.
He mentioned oil apparently 20 times during the speech.
Yeah, and how many times did he mention democracy, which is probably why we would take out a dictator?
Good question.
Yeah, I think that was a lot.
Yeah.
What's going on there?
Yeah, it's so I mean, obviously, Maduro was a horrible person, but there's a lot of horrible people in dictators around the world. I mean, and it's just and he's horrible. Like we said, he's a bad person.
He's a bad guy.
He's a bad guy.
100%.
Like Putin is a bad guy, and like so many others around the world. But what does it say to the rest of the world that it's okay to do this? Because the United States, we're one of the leaders. We're the leader of the free world.
Mm-hmm.
And what does it say about what Putin can do to Ukraine?
Yeah, 100%. This is like, now this is all just like open. It's carte blanche for anybody to do anything that they want. Because apparently, the United States, as you said, we were the leader of the free world. I think that standing has been very, very shaky this entire year based on listening to whatever Ding Dong has been saying. Like, I've stopped 87 wars in 3 months. I've just stopped it. People don't buy us. People do not believe us. We are not to be trusted anymore. With this move, what has happened for just not only the world, but also for the American people, we can no longer trust our leaders. We cannot trust them. We cannot trust what they're doing. They're just going in. This is clearly motivated for oil. This is also a clear sort of like distraction from what's going on with with the Epstein files. Yep. When all of a sudden a couple, that whole, my wish for 2026 is that I get a little beep button for myself so I can swear on the radio right over here, because it is so hard not to swear at this whole situation. You have stupid Pam Bondi who was saying earlier last year about how, the Epstein files, they're on my desk. And they had that whole big performance of giving out little binders to, I don't know, was it Newsmax, to whoever? I mean, probably that YouTuber who went to Minnesota to go after the daycare institutes, whatever. But she gave out those binders, like, here's some hot goss from the Epstein files. And then all of a sudden, rapid turnaround. Oh, wait, no, we're done. We didn't find anything. There's nothing in there at all. It was on her desk. There's nothing. We didn't find anything. Wait, what? Then there was backpedaling along that. And now there was the slow leak. Everybody was like, we got to do this. There was almost unanimous vote from the entire congressional body. There was one vote that was said, no, we should not have access to the Epstein files.
In them.
And that it was supposed to be all the way up until the 19th of December when they were supposed to be released. And then they weren't released. And he is breaking the law again on that. And then after that, they're like, wait a second. Hold on, we found 5 million more pages.
Oh, how did that happen?
What? We found that, where were they? Did Pam Bondi just spill some whiteout on something? We're like, oh, wait a second, now it's all clear, we can finally see things. It's just shenanigans.
Totally.
It is complete shenanigans that is going on here. Now they're like, we're going to hire 400 lawyers to go through this whole thing and make sure that we're redacting the names of victims and stuff. But the documents that they've already been released, they did not redact properly. They did not take out victims and survivors' names. They left them in there with details of what happened, what went on. It's ridiculous. I don't understand how you can support this man. I really do not understand it. It makes no sense. We have lost all sort of decorum around here. There is nothing but a politics of vitriol and hatred. People are just content just to be mad. Even our elected officials, they run on a platform. They're scared to death of him. And right now, they're not. ever since the Tea Party made its little emergence in Obama's first term, we have no longer decided, like our elected officials have decided that it is better spent making sure that the other side can't get anything passed, as opposed to actually making our lives better.
Yeah. No, true.
That is what is going on.
It's so frustrating.
This whole thing is a big distraction to show that like grocery prices are up, gas prices are up, people cannot find jobs, and it's a big distraction. Don't look over here at this Epstein situation that's going on that is still unfolding.
So many just horrible things coming out of this. One of them is apparently this what do you call it? The extraction of Maduro cost $1 billion. Can you imagine if we used that money towards healthcare in this country?
Oh,
they're turning their back on regular Americans trying to stay healthy, yet they spend $1 billion on this military exercise. Mm-hmm. Things like that. They're not informing Congress. Apparently, Tom Cotton said they talked to him. So if you're in this, if you're in a certain party, if you're a Republican, you get to hear a little bit about it. The whole thing is.
But is that everybody in the Republican Party? You know what I mean? Or is it just Tom Cotton? It's like, that's what I mean. Like
it's really, to watch it is just unbelievable. And the thing is, you asked about how can people support him, Scott. I tuned over to Fox News right after his lovely little 1 hour rant.
Right, yeah.
And the reason is because that's all. The spin is so different. It is so, as we know. What was their spin? Because I did not tune into that. Their spin was how great this was. This is a president that means business. He doesn't fool around. He's taking care of a bad guy. This is great for America.
He's breaking international law. He's committing war crimes.
He's doing what he needs to do because he is a strong president, Scott. He's a strong president.
Like, that's the thing that I don't get.
This is what they're telling people. And, I got into it with, somebody on socials.
Okay, and that's productive.
I know. I just had to speak up when they were like, rah, rah, how great this was, that Maduro was captured, and that because of because drugs kill so many people. I go, let's be real about what this is about.
Oh, it's about oil.
It's about oil, and it's about rare minerals.
Yeah,
that
is what the whole thing. Here's what's going to be happening, I believe, on a global stage from here on out. Right now, there is a race for resources. There is a race for natural resources, and that is what we've been hearing with Ukraine. That is what we were hearing. That's what's happening.
And he's fixated on. He wanted us to turn their mineral rights over.
That's what I mean. Like that. It's all about. All about resources.
Yes.
Which does not help my conspiracy-laden brain that there is somewhere we are facing an extinction event and there is a gigantic space ark that is being built so that all the wealthy and privileged people can hop on it, and go, because people are getting antsy. They're choosing violence. They're choosing war. They're choosing invasions. They're choosing going in to take away people from their power. Now, granted, yes, he's a horrible, horrible, horrible person.
Yes.
Horrible man.
We all agree on that. One thing we all agree on.
We all agree on that. But there's still laws that we have to obey.
Yes, there are laws. We've put into as America, we are supposed to honor the laws that have been set forth about the world order, and he doesn't give a damn.
Yeah, no, he doesn't. And that whole thing about the Monroe doctrine
the Don Roe. I'm like, he's calling it the Don Roe doctrine.
Oh, you are such a turd. He is just a turd.
And I want to strangle Hegseth and
Rubio.
I just want to reach through and go, Rubio especially.
Yeah,
he should know better.
Well, talk about a huge turnaround with that guy. He's a total lapdog sycophant. Just like
it's I saw him on the morning news show today. I just wanted to scream.
Where's your butt? Let me.
Yeah,
this president,
this president, really, he's getting things done. Yeah.
Yeah.
And remember, America first. This is what they ran on.
That is the whole thing. America first.
We're not going to get into foreign wars. No, we're not going to get involved in other people's business. Mm-hmm. We're going to mind our own business. We're about America.
Unless we can take their oil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless it helps my cronies who are in the oil business to enrich their profits.
Like it's It is just infuriating. It is just infuriating. And I know the right is quick to like scream around like Trump derangement syndrome. Like they at least say that was real popular during the first administration.
Yeah, they still use it.
They still use it, but not as much. They still pepper it, in just for flavor, a soupçon of TDS. But how I don't understand, MAGA, how you can just be so mad all the time. That's got to not feel good. They're just angry. And I'm not sure at what. I mean, are you mad? I mean, and how is taking the dictator Maduro out, how does that help you directly? How is that going to help you get food on the table? How is that going to help pay for your health care? How is, none of this
There's a school of thought that a lot of MAGA are not going to be are not happy with this because of the America First policy, and they don't want to get into these. They accuse us of getting into wars, which we know who really gets into wars. Remember Cheney in Iraq, but I think that Marjorie Taylor Greene again speaking out yesterday. Not happy about it either. I'm sure she represents a portion of MAGA people that are not happy about this. But we'll see what happens in November.
We'll see. But that's November.
I know.
And that's the thing that's just
hard to deal with thinking about
really.
I know. A lot can happen. And, he was not opposed to boots on the ground. How else do you run a country if you don't have people there?
I don't know. No. It seems that they did a lot of work and effort to go into this mission, but they didn't think about phase 2. And what's going to happen after this.
And they also, did you hear what he said about Maria Corina Machado, who was duly elected, the one that won the Nobel Peace Prize?
She's not.
She's just not up for it. Because we know how he thinks about women. We know how he thinks about women in power.
And that's the thing. She won the Nobel Peace Prize, and he didn't.
And that got in his craw, too.
And he didn't.
Yeah, she's not up for this. So you claim you're doing this because you care about the people there? Come on. We know what you care about.
It
is very unsettling. It's very disturbing. It's a horrible way to start out the year. But this is the hand we're dealt.
Oh, and and also, even there was that whole dump of the transcripts from Jack Smith on New Year's Eve.
They did it when nobody was paying attention.
When everybody's like just locked into the news. No one is locked into the news. And so the Republicans released transcripts and video of the closed-door testimony with the House Judiciary Committee with Jack Smith, even though Jack Smith had been pushing it to be a public open hearing. Look, here are the big takeaways from this, and I'm sure it's going to surprise nobody. Smith asserted that his office developed proof beyond a reasonable doubt that former President Trump engaged in a criminal scheme to overturn the 2020 election and willfully retained highly classified documents while obstructing efforts to recover them. Yep. He emphasized that the investigation relied heavily on testimony from Republican officials and Trump allies who contradicted Trump's fraud claims. He testified that Trump remained free to express disagreement with the election outcome, but that knowingly false statements used to target a lawful government function constituted fraud and were not protected speech. You can deny that all that those election deniers, you can deny till your face turns blue. But when you use that word, it's not protected. And then Smith, he characterized Trump as having caused, exploited, and foreseen the violence on January 6th, failed to act to stop it, and later encouraged outreach to members of Congress to further delay
That's
everything.
Called facts, folks.
Those are the facts. That's what's going on here. And then, of course, what did he do? Turned around and pardoned over 1,500 people who were participating in the riots, following his orders.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Great. I got grumpy. So we should probably
we'll get to Marge in a couple minutes.
I know. We should probably take a break, and then what we'll do is we're gonna check in with Democratic analyst Marge Halperin. She's gonna be joining us in the next segment to kind of talk about what's going on. So stick around. You're listening to Out Chicago right here on WCPT Heartland Signal.
Stephanie Miller.
I get to say my favorite sentence in the entire world. Here comes Kathy Griffin, hero of democracy. Hello.
Oh,
going to do this because I know we're both going to want to talk at the same time because it's a love fest. I am so in love with you. You are so important and wonderful and funny and brilliant, and you are who I aspire to be. When I grow up, I want to be you.
No, you.
Stephanie Miller, weekday mornings, 8 to 11 on WCPT 820.
You know that you can listen to Chicago's Progressive Talk on WCPT AM 820. Stream us live at WCPT820.com and on the TuneIn Radio app. Or you can ask Alexa, Siri, or Google to play WCPT from TuneIn. But now you have another option. We're simulcasting our programming overnights. 8 p.m. to 6 a.m. on WSBC AM 1240 for a clearer reception in and around the city. Chicago's Progressive Talk, WCPT 820. And now overnights on WSBC 1240 AM, where facts matter.
With your choice of select sandwich, nugs, fries, and a drink, Wendy's $5 Biggie Bag is your go-to. Your nugget wingman. Your hot and crispy fry co-pilot.
Just like us. We're like the Bag Boys.
What?
Bag Boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when we bring your food?
For a deal you can count on, bet on Biggie and choose wisely. Choose Wendy's.
Bag Boys.
U.S. price and participation may vary. Includes choice of JVC or crispy chicken sandwich with 4-piece nugs, junior fry, and small soft drink. Third-party delivery pricing may be higher.
Because facts matter. You are listening to WCPT 820.
This is William Lindsay Cochran from the group Great Moments in Vinyl. You're listening to Out Chicago at WCPT.
And welcome back to Out Chicago. Scott Duff here, along with Ella Miller, just rolling along here for Sunday of 2026. Yes. Hey, tomorrow on Live, Local, and Progressive, Joan Esposito is back from vacation and will be joined by Chris Bury, senior journalist and residence at DePaul University, and Amanda Marcotte, senior writer at Salon.com. That's Live, Local, and Progressive, weekdays from 2 to 5 p.m. Central on WCPT 820 AM, heartlandsignal.com, and tune in. But of course, our next guest knows that because she is sometimes she fills in
over here.
There
yes,
we are.
Does.
There we are. Folks have been, so why don't we just say hello to our good friend, Democratic analyst, and Joan Esposito, supermodel fill-in. There we are. Marge Halperin. Hello.
I've never been called that before.
Well, in our eyes, you can do no wrong. Hey, and you are our first guest of year 13. Yay! Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Marge.
Thank you. Glad to be with both of you.
Yeah.
I know you're kind of revved up. Hope we're all relaxed now.
Okay, good. Yes, thank you. Relaxed. I will breathe a little bit more.
Here, we're relaxed.
I usually don't get that worked up. But things have been kind of kooky, you know what I mean? 2025 was a crazy and exhausting year, and the first couple of days of this year hasn't been so great. But you have been on the front lines with your work for most of the year. A, how are you doing? And B, how is Chicago doing? I know last night Chicago turned up.
Yeah, it was exciting to be on Federal Plaza yesterday. I went down there along with several hundred other people on a very short few hours' notice.
Of course you did.
Yeah, well, it's, the numbers matter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I think ultimately showing up in every way we can is important. And this is it's going to be a harder year.
Yeah.
It was hard last year.
Mm-hmm.
But this year will be worse. He's running out of time, and he knows it. And so he's going to raise the stakes using every tool he's got. He's got a lot of tools.
And our job is to take them away from him come the midterms, those tools, some of those tools.
Yeah.
And we have tools also. We are not helpless. And as soon as you feel helpless and hopeless, you're in line to be defeated. So we have to have hope. We have to trust the tools we have, whether it's protesting in the streets, whether it's joining the campaign for 2026, which I hope all your listeners will do, and we can talk in more detail about how to do that, or contacting your Congress people, which should be done today and every day until there are hearings and there's accountability in Congress for this kidnapping. You were careful, Ellen, to call it a capture. I could hear the hesitance.
Well, it's slash kidnapping.
I don't. It's hard to say what hard to say that you are overstating it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But one of my guideposts this year, and for a lot of people, has been the incredible Heather Cox Richardson. And she wrote, "This is the year we stop being shocked. This is the year we get serious. This is the year we show up like we mean it. No more waiting for someone else to fix it. Let's use 2026 like everything depends on it, because it does." That sounds exactly like what you were just saying there.
I'm wondering, you talk about Congress, calling your people. What is it you'd like to see them do tomorrow? I mean, what is it they can do about this tomorrow that would be a hopeful, helpful remedy for this situation that we're in?
There are bills, resolutions, I guess, in both houses to call for a vote on a War Powers Act to officially vote on whether Trump has the power to go into war, to commit actions of war against Venezuela, which is what he's doing. They're calling it a law enforcement action. They're calling it a lot of other things.
Right.
What did Congressman Lee of Utah called it? A kinetic action? Whatever the heck that means.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
They're trying not to call it war. But there's a reason why they called the Department of Defense the Department of War. That's what they intend. I would call Congress and urge them to bring that to the floor, although I don't think it can be stopped. I think it's the kind of resolution that goes through, I think they call it without prejudice or whatever the phrase is. So urge your congressman to make sure that comes to a vote and that they vote no on powers of war, making any further action illegal by Trump, which it already is, but declaring it so by Congress.
And will that stop them if they do that?
I can't predict.
Yeah, I mean,
yes or no. I mean, the only thing that has definitively stopped actions by this president has been the Supreme Court, which of course hasn't made much of an effort to stop very much of what he does. But they have yet to fully defy the Supreme Court. I think we'll find out over the spring whether they defy the current order against sending the National Guard to Chicago for ICE, which includes a very fulsome paragraph from Kavanaugh backtracking his earlier green light on racial profiling. He's very clear now. He's like, oh, look, the Fourth Amendment says you can't do that, even though I said you could. So don't. So we'll see whether they do. That'll be a major test of whether they follow the Supreme Court. But
Well, wait, but regarding that, so Kavanaugh backtracked his statement there, but that doesn't change the ruling, right? Or did it?
It did, because his earlier statement was only that. It was a statement on a shadow docket. It was not a ruling by the court.
Oh, okay.
It was this shadow docket procedure where they can just issue a temporary ruling barring or pending full court review of the case. So he's backtracked on that. It was only his statement before, and now it's his statement saying, never mind, I was wrong.
Okay. All right. Well, TikTok, thank you. It took long enough. So in your opinion, with all the, what are some of the biggest issues that folks should kind of be keeping their eyes open as we head into this year?
Well, I think we do need to continue to monitor the deportation efforts and stand up to protect our neighbors. Just as a side snarky comment, I guess.
Go.
Isn't it interesting how much effort they've put into getting Venezuelans out of our country and deporting them, and then trumpeting how much they're doing for the good people of Venezuela by taking Maduro out. It has nothing to do with the Venezuelan people. and I realize I'm not directly answering your question,
No, but I
do want to make this clear.
Yeah.
I thought of the same exact thing, Marge. You know, we know where their intentions lie, and it's not with the people.
Yeah, and now he said it's the oil. However, oil industry analysts the oil companies have been quiet so far. It's only been 24 hours, but the industry analysts say and have been saying for weeks that American oil companies are not excited to go back into Venezuela.
No.
The oil isn't as good a quality. It's very expensive to process. The country is unstable. And nothing that Trump has done so far is stabilizing the country. So I think his vision of helping the oil companies, he should have checked with them first, see what they wanted.
Right.
And they said that the the structures that they put up in the 70s that he's all mad about, they said that they're not even up to par anymore. You know, these.
No, it's all decayed and fallen. Yeah. Right.
Yeah. I mean, and, as I said earlier, they put a lot of work and planning and effort into this initial operation, but they didn't really think about what happens next.
Shoot first, ask questions later.
Yeah, that's it.
But,
but just to switch topics up a little bit and hopefully something a little bit more optimistic, ever since January 20th of 2025, everyone's like, just wait till the midterms. We got the midterms. We are finally in a midterm year. How can we help mobilize folks in terms of like getting out to vote, showing up for candidates? Like how can we do that?
Yes. I and my Indivisible colleague, Mike Lenahan, have begun what we call canvassing school at Indivisible Chicago. You can sign up now for training for knocking doors, and we are focused, as we have been for the last 8 years, more in Michigan and Wisconsin, those swing states, but there will be work to do in Illinois, as we have several of our Democratic-held congressional seats are open this year. Mm-hmm. So there are primaries. If you have a congressional primary in your community, pay attention, because these are crowded fields. I think there's 19 candidates running for Jan Schakowsky's seat and about the same number in my district for Danny Davis's seat. And what happens, look only to the last couple mayoral races to understand that since we don't have ranked choice voting, which I feel is critical, we don't have that. So when you have a crowded field like that, you end up with a runoff of two candidates who got barely a quarter of the vote each. Yeah. And then you have a runoff between two undesirable or mediocre candidates. So if you have a congressional race that is crowded field in your district, pay attention now. Help mobilize behind the candidates you think are best, so we don't have another, say, Vallis Johnson choice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So what is this Canvas School? What does that entail?
We have in-person trainings that are happening all over the city. You can go to indivisiblechicago.com and find the opportunities. And we are offering a 2-hour training that is basically designed for people who say, I can't canvass, I'm too uncomfortable, I don't want to knock on people's doors, it's scary, it feels like an intrusion, this isn't something those people who are nervous about it. We will put those concerns to rest. We'll make you confident. We'll give you a step-by-step outline of what happens when you sign up to canvass and what it's like and how satisfying it is to talk directly to voters and understand. But by the time the election results come, you're not shocked.
Right.
You have talked to voters. You understand their concerns. You don't learn that on social media.
Is it
going
a Zoom?
Back and forth.
Is it by Zoom or in person? Before we have to let you go.
Right. They're in person.
Okay.
They're in person, and they're all over the city, and they're usually at a place where you can order a beverage to help you relax. So
yes.
Nothing wrong with that.
Not at all.
I love it.
And we're starting now. We're starting training now, and we'll be out as Wisconsin has primaries in April, and we'll be there, and we'll be in Michigan, and we get results. There is nothing more effective in a campaign than knocking doors and
Marge,
talking
you're
to
one
voters.
of our favorite foot soldiers. So thank you.
Well, and thank you for saying exactly, what I am too am preaching. And the future is analog. You learn more face to face than you do by looking at a screen. And if you feel helpless, and if you want to know, if you want to get out information, if you want to see information, it's to go out and to be active within your community. And I can't think of a better way than canvassing for a candidate who is going to office. March Halperin, you were here to calm us down.
Thank you, March.
And you did. I feel rosy and aglow. And if you are thinking about doing something this year, go to indivisiblechicago.com so that we can start maybe thinking about what we're doing with the midterms that are coming up, because that's going to be very important.
Something we can do.
March Halperin, you are a blessing to this city, and you are balm to my shaky nerves.
Thank you.
Thank you for the work you do, and thank you for joining us today.
Thanks so much for having me.
Happy
the
New Year.
solution is to get out and do something.
That's
right. Do something.
Feel better about it.
All righty. We have got to take a quick break, and when we come back, it is the second hour about Chicago right here on WCPT.
Around the Town, Chicago, with Al Besloff.
Oh, that's Jan. Okay. That's Jan Chakowski is going to be calling it. So
from Evanston.
Yeah. Jan.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi there. Do you know the answer to our quiz?
Just because you're you, we want to send you something. You're going to get a gift certificate to go to Stacked and Folded in Evanston and have some food.
Thank you. And as long as it's not a drive, I can accept it.
Sunday afternoons at 1 on WCPT 820.
The station that puts facts first. This is WCPT 820, Chicago's progressive talk radio, where facts matter.
NBC News Radio, I'm Michael Kastner. Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro could appear in federal court in New York early this week. Maduro is being held at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn, a facility known for housing high-profile prisoners. A crowd of protesters carrying signs and chanting slogans like "No blood for oil" are demonstrating outside the jail today. Federal prosecutors are charging Maduro, his wife, and their adult son with drug trafficking. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer is criticizing the Trump administration's decision to capture Maduro. On ABC's This Week, the New York Democrat said, "You don't treat lawlessness with other lawlessness."
There is no authority to go. They did not just do ships off the water. They went inside Venezuela, bombed civilian as well as military places. And it's a violation of the law to do what they did without getting the authorization of Congress.
Schumer said Americans are worried about President Trump's plan for the U.S.-run Venezuela. He pointed to past times the U.S. has tried to bring about regime change in other countries. Schumer said Americans paid the price in his words, both blood and in dollars. The United Nations Security Council will hold an emergency meeting tomorrow on the situation in Venezuela. The UN released a statement on Saturday saying Secretary General Antonio Guterres was deeply alarmed by the recent escalation in Venezuela. He added the U.S. actions constitute a dangerous precedent. 3 men have been killed in a shooting outside of a Maryland banquet hall. Jim Forbes with more.
Police in Temple Hill say the shooting happened early Saturday in the parking lot of a banquet hall at a strip mall south of Washington, D.C. 3 adult males were pronounced dead at the scene. Police are still investigating what led up to the shooting and have not released the victims' names. The suspected shooter is still at large.
Michael Kastner, NBC News Radio.
This is Chicago's Progressive Talk, 820 AM, WCPT Willow Springs, and online at WCPT820.com, where facts matter.
When you leave the office, catch up on what you missed on the way home with Patty Vasquez. Weekday afternoons from 5 to 7.
Because we have so much to talk about every day.
Driving it home with Patty Vasquez.
And as you would imagine, that would mean that folks want to call in and join the conversation.
Only on WCPT 820, Chicago's Progressive Talk.
The Hal Sparks radio program.
We wouldn't even have Tesla if it wasn't for Barack Obama. Obama insisted that there be funding for electric car companies in the rescue package in 2009. And Tesla was the single biggest beneficiary of it because they were further ahead, because Elon Musk had bought Tesla as a company outright and was pretending to run it, as he does right now.
Hal Sparks. Saturdays from 11 to 1 on WCPT 820, Chicago's Progressive Talk.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle, unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. And right now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. With ZipRecruiter, one click sends your job to hundreds of top job sites. But more than that, ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies the candidates with the skills you need, sends you a list of great matches to review, then actively invites them to apply for your job. And the results speak for themselves. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's right, the first day. Now you can focus on your business and let ZipRecruiter do the work finding the best people for you. See for yourself. Experience the ease, efficiency, and power of ZipRecruiter for free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Hey Google, play WCPT.
Streaming Chicago's progressive talk from TuneIn.
I'd like to welcome you to WCPT AM's Out Chicago. Think of us as Sunday brunch with your gay best friends. Now please welcome your host, Scott Duff.
And welcome back to the second hour of Out Chicago. Scott Duff here, along with Ellen Miller.
Yes, indeed.
Rolling along
Happy New Year.
on our Happy New Year show. What? Yeah. Look, I broke my rule of just complaining. I don't like doing that. I just always like to have an action.
Yes.
Like if we're going to complain about something, there needs to be an action that goes along with it. So, the way to take action, do something, as Marge Halperin said.
Yes.
Do something. And we've got some things that we can do with the second hour. So a little bit later on, we're going to be joined. I love that we have a lesbian feminist chorus in Chicago.
I do too.
It's like, and it's so specific. But yes, the Artemis Singers. It's a Chicago's lesbian feminist chorus. They're kicking up the new year with a concert coming up called Interwoven Threads of Earth and Self. We're going to be speaking with D'Amica Victorian a little bit later on. But right now, my heart is full because I found this organization that I don't know how. This is our 13th year on the radio, and I don't know how it has taken me so long to encounter Gay for Good. It is a national organization that mobilizes LGBTQ plus folks and ally volunteers to promote diversity, foster inclusion, and strengthen ties to the broader community. This is so up our alley.
It is. Better late than never.
I know. And joining us now is Executive Director for Gay for Good, Ann Friedman. Ann, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, my gosh. And Happy New Year to you.
And to you as well.
Thank you. How's it going so far? Easy peasy, right?
It's only a couple days in, but excited for what 2026 has in store. And we're actually just still celebrating all the amazing things we were able to accomplish in 2025.
Oh, come on now. That's what I like. That is that optimism. That is that good attitude. Can you tell our listeners a little bit about the history of Gay for Good?
Absolutely. So Gay for Good was founded in California in 2008 after the loss of marriage equality. And 3 friends came together looking for a way to really help neighbors get to know LGBTQ folks, hoping that by spending time together, volunteering, working together through the common cause of service might bring folks together to get to know each other, break down stereotypes, misconceptions, and really just came up with this idea of using volunteerism as a vehicle to bring people together.
It is inspired. And again, what I've been saying, the future is analog. You get stuff done and you create empathy and create ties and connections when you're face to face with people. I love it.
Absolutely. That's something that was very key and core to this. We know there's a lot of really amazing organizations who are out there fighting for our rights, doing great work with advocacy and in the political space. And this was really an opportunity to be boots on the ground, face to face, working alongside our neighbors, not only helping them get to know us, but helping us get to know them as well.
Yeah. So when did you get involved with Gay for Good?
So I personally got involved in 2010 when the organization was about a year and a half old.
All right. Ground floor.
Yes, I started as a volunteer. I became what we call a chapter leader, who are the leaders who organize the volunteer projects in all of the cities. We're in 23 today. And shortly after my time as a chapter leader, I joined the board of directors, and I was actually hired 7 years ago as the very first employee with Gay for Good as their first ever employee serving in the role as executive director. That was 7 years ago. We were in 10 cities, about to launch 11 and 12, and we just launched 23 chapters. So it's been a very exciting 7 years.
Yeah. So for folks who are listening out there, who are, again, I feel like I'm repeating myself this show, but I'm going to keep saying it over again. When the world gets too much, when the world gets too big, go micro and start looking within your community at how you can help and how you can help make a change within your community. What kind of volunteer opportunities, would you say? I know each chapter is different because it changes from city to city based on each community needs, but what types of volunteer opportunities do you have?
Sure. I can tell you a little bit about some of the projects we've worked with historically and some of our newer partners. We work with the Food Bank. We work with Cradles to Crayons, Chicago Farm Works. We do help with run walks and charity events. One of our new partners, which we're really excited about, is the Birthday Party Project. It's a nonprofit that helps children who are experiencing homelessness or housing insecurity to have a birthday party on their birthday. And what we really love about doing this work in Chicago is that the Birthday Party Project, similar to us, has chapters all across the country. And so we've been able to activate our volunteers in multiple cities helping the same cause, which is really special.
That's great.
And that's fantastic.
Yeah.
You also are involved, you mentioned FarmWorks, so sustainability and environmental protections is something that is also part of your mission.
Absolutely. Our founders were very keen on supporting the environment and our planet and care very deeply about it. And so that's always been core to our mission, to really think about even the vendors we use. We do probably about 15 to 20% of the nonprofits that we support are in service to environmental causes. And as a matter of fact, we are going to be announcing later this month our very first ever nationwide day of service, or I should say weekend of service, which is going to be called Pride for the Planet. And we're going to be activating all across the country, doing environmental projects and advocating around how LGBTQ folks and allies can do work to help our environment.
I guess that cause is as important as ever now that we have an administration that is dismantling all the climate change policies that had been in effect under Democratic presidents. It's heartbreaking, but sounds like locally you are maintaining the cause and out there trying to make it work and make it happen.
Absolutely. Any cause that needs support and can use a group of volunteers is really, there's no cause we wouldn't really support. We are all about building bridges. And if you were to visit our website, we actually celebrated the 1,000th nonprofit served in 2025 in the fall. And if you were to look at that list of 1,000 plus, now close to 1,030 nonprofits, you will see that they range from supporting service members to seniors to feeding people, outdoor projects, as you mentioned. We work with animals. There's really not a cause we will not support.
Fantastic.
It's great. So when the organization was formed and as you've taken over, not taken over, as you've assumed the role of executive director, what are the values of the organization?
Our values are to promote diversity and equity inclusion. As you mentioned, we care about the environment. It's really about community building and bridge building and bringing people together through the common cause of service. And then one of our core values is to have fun. We really believe that from the boardroom to the service projects, we want our volunteers and we want people to have fun. There's not enough joy in this world, right? And you can't have too much of that. And so when we were looking at our values and talking about where we really wanted to focus, it was unanimous that was something we wanted to hold on to. That was something the original founders cared about as well. And so that is definitely something we think about in everything we do, is how can we just have a good time?
And I think it's such a great way, again, to meet other people, meet other LGBTQ folks in your community. And that's like, not at a bar or not at a coffee shop. Like, it's a way just to broaden, expand your own community while you're helping take care of this community. I think it is just inspired. It's so, this sounds kind of goofy and a little Pollyannish, but what does service mean to you? Like, do you have, did you grow up in a home that would, that where service was, there was a big emphasis on it? Because I did.
I did. I grew up in a home where it was definitely modeled to me to help other people and to give back, whether that was, donating a couple cents of your allowance or attending a charity function with one of my family members or just rolling up our sleeves when I was in the Scouts or in other clubs in high school. Service has always just been something that was really important to me. But I think, when it comes to Gay for Good, I found this community when I had come out later in life and I had been volunteering, and the idea that I could get together and volunteer with like-minded folks and in the service of a broader mission of really helping to change the narrative about who the LGBTQ plus community was. It was just this perfect melding of my identity with something that I already intrinsically love to do.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah. I mean, because again, that whole notion of bridging gaps, it seems so, I don't know, it seems so, forgive me for being it seems so retro, in terms of, we're here in a very big urban environment in Chicago. We are very, very fortunate that we live in a city where LGBTQ folks are protected by the city, by the law. But there are still folks who I don't know a gay person, or I don't know a trans person, or I don't know what, and there's still this weird stigma. And there is something about well, nope, we're just here to help, pass out water at this fun run, or we're here, whatever, we're here to help the community. There's something about just showing your true heart that can help create empathy, and empathy creates change.
Absolutely.
100%. And I was just going to say, and what we really find is that for our volunteers, it's wonderful that we're serving the community, but at its core, Gay for Good is really for our volunteers. It's a place, as you mentioned, for them to connect, for them to make friends, for them to meet people. And despite living in great communities like Chicago or San Francisco or West Hollywood and being very inclusive, that doesn't mean that there aren't lots of folks who aren't being supported by their families or are not out at work, or maybe they're sober and they're looking for a way to connect with people in a space that's free and doing something really meaningful. And so it provides this place for community building that's really, really special.
I'm looking at some of the markets that you're in with the 2021, 22 chapters. I see most of them look like blue cities, shall we say, for the most part. Is there a commitment to try to get to some of these other areas that are more red, shall we say, and have maybe a...
Yeah, absolutely. If you look at some of our more recent chapters, we did launch a chapter in Arkansas roughly 2 years ago.
I saw Arkansas.
We just launched our Charlotte Metro chapter just 2 months ago. So we are looking to expand into cities where there isn't as much opportunity, as well as the big cities.
Sure.
Wherever we have leaders who are ready to raise their hand and organize projects, we want to welcome that.
Because I bring it up because, it's all about visibility. It's all about, people that are in communities, in small towns, in states, southern states where, inclusivity is not high on the list down there. It's so important when people can get to know trans people, gay people. It's the only thing I think that's going to change their mind and get them to feel more like a empathetic human rather than somebody that's kind of excluded and kind of away from diversity. And because it's the best way is it's always about people getting to know people and realizing, wow, they're just like me. They're just they make different choices. So good. I'm glad that there is a concerted effort. And I did notice Arkansas and Charlotte in there. And just I'm happy to hear that you're trying to get into those markets, because I think that's where real work can be done for sure.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. So I thank you for being so specific to Chicago with our conversation so far. But also, folks listen to us all across the country, not just in Chicago. So say somebody is listening, in Memphis, Tennessee, or somewhere in Texas, and they're like, this sounds like a really interesting organization. How can they get involved? And if there isn't a chapter that's in their neck of the woods, how can they maybe begin the process of starting a chapter?
Good question.
Sure. So the first way to get involved is obviously being in a city, one of the 23 plus that we're located in. That's the easy button, and going to our website and getting on our mailing list. If you're not in one of those cities, though, you can just email us at hello@gayforgood.org, spelled out GAYFORGOOD.org, and ask. And we will start a conversation about what that looks like. Of course, there's lots of factors that go into building a chapter and making sure that we have the right team in place.
Right.
And financially, there's a cost to starting up new cities. So there's many things that go into it. It's not just make a phone call and boom, we're started.
Right.
But that is how each chapter has formed. And as a matter of fact, many have formed out of people moving from one city to another. And so we'll have experienced leaders who leave and find themselves relocating and say, how can I start this in my community? And that's been one of the ways that we've expanded over the years as well.
So I know you said that you've already served over 1,000 different nonprofits. About how many volunteers do you have worked with Gay for Good?
In any given year, we have about 5,000 to 6,000 currently that come out. And of those 5,000 to 6,000, many of them are volunteering more than one time. So we're filling a lot of volunteer slots across the country. This year, we had about 135 chapter leaders throughout 2025 who organized over 600 events.
Wow.
So it was quite a lot. And of those 600 events, there was about 300 different nonprofits that were served by our volunteers in 2025.
Oh my God.
Good for Gay, good for you.
I know. And Ann Friedman, this is just giving me so many goosebumps and all the good feels, because again, this year has gotten off to a very interesting start, and if we're looking to give back to the community, I said at the beginning, my intention this year is all about community, strengthening, creating, broadening. If you're looking for those sorts of opportunities, there's nothing better than gayforgood.org is for you to go. I know we do have a chapter here in Chicago. There are, as you said, 23 chapters
23
chapters across the country. So if you want to find out more information, go to gayforgood.org. And when is there going to be this environmental focus? Is that just
That's going to be in April, the weekend of April 18th and 19th.
Around Earth Day. That makes total sense.
It will be. Yeah, it's Earth Month. It's also National Volunteer Month. So the two come together very beautifully.
Yes.
It's actually a theme that we put a couple of themes in front of our chapter leaders and let them vote this year on what we were going to do. And so we're really excited to see that come together and engage folks all over. And there will be opportunities for our National Earth Month project for folks who are outside of one of our chapter cities to be able to get involved virtually, or as I would call it, more independently. Mm-hmm. So we will be offering a menu of ways that folks can support all across the country.
Oh my gosh. Ann Friedman, thank you. It's a balm on my soul. I feel so buoyed and optimistic about going out and doing some good work. So please come back often. If you have wonderful news that we can help.
No, let's do this again.
Please. Ann Friedman, Executive Director for Gay for Good. If you want to find out more information about the organization, the nonprofits that they work with, if there's a chapter near you, go to gayforgood.org, spelled out GAYFORGOOD.org. Ann Friedman, thank you for the work that you do,
much.
and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Thank you so much for having us. This was such a great way to kick off the new year.
We agree. Thank you, Ann. Our pleasure.
Thank you.
All right, we've got to take a quick break.
All right, we'll see you volunteering.
Yes, we'll be out there. We got to take a quick break, and when we come back, there's more Out Chicago right after this.
Hi, this is Patty Vasquez, and I'm thrilled to announce that Driving at Home with Patty Vasquez now has its very own podcast that you can subscribe to. Actually, 2 Driving at Home full episodes and Driving at Home featured interviews. You can subscribe to one or both. Just search for Driving at Home wherever you get your podcasts, or get the podcast links on my show page by visiting heartlandsignal.com and clicking on my picture.
Patty Vasquez, weeknights 5 to 7 on WCPT 820.
Update your home for the new year with help from Menards. Organize your home with Closet Made. We carry everything you need to maximize your space in closets, pantries, laundry rooms, and more. Find the closet solution that's right for you and save big money. Check out all our Closet Made closet kits in store. Plus, check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for all the great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
This is a WCPT Civil Rights Snapshot. When the United States entered World War II, President Franklin Roosevelt believed that Major League Baseball should continue despite most of the players being off defending their country in the war. Worried about the future of the sport, Philip Wrigley founded the All-American Girls Professional Baseball League in 1943. Despite being the first league for women, the league did not want any racial integration and turned away pitcher Mamie Johnson because she was black. But Johnson's love for the game did not let this stop her, as Johnson and 2 other women of color tried out for the Negro Leagues, and all 3 of them were then signed by the Indianapolis Clowns. The 3 women faced struggles from their male counterparts, but won over the league and the fans with their playing ability. During their run, the Clowns had the highest attendance, beating out any team in Major League Baseball and the All-American Girls Professional Baseball League. Please stay vigilant about our civil rights. The fight is never over.
Hey Google, play WCPT.
Streaming Chicago's progressive talk from TuneIn.
We're comedy duo Pink Pony. Welcome to Out Chicago on WCPT.
And welcome back to Out Chicago. Scott Duff here, along with Ella Miller, feeling good and rosy. Stuff to do.
We're working on the optimism part.
We are working on the optimism part, and that's what we're doing. Hey, other people are working on the optimism part, too. Monday on Driving at Home, Patty Vasquez will be joined in studio by Warren Hawk Price and Peter Sarelas of Source Solar. Tuesday on the show, Patty's guests are Devin Remiker, chair of the Democratic Party of Wisconsin, and Cook County Commissioner Kevin Morrison, Democratic candidate for the 8th Congressional District of Illinois. That's on Driving at Home with Patty Vasquez. Weekdays from 5 to 7 p.m. Central on WCPT 820 AM, the Heartland Signal website, TuneIn, YouTube, and Facebook. You know what? Activism takes many forms, and one of our favorite forms on this show is artivism. That's activism through art. And Artemis Singers is Chicago's very own lesbian feminist chorus, and they are kicking off the year with Interwoven Threads of Earth and Self. And joining us now from Artemis Singers is Damika Victorian. Damika, welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you for having me. I'm really excited to be here.
Oh my gosh, we're so happy that you're here joining us. Can you remind folks about the mission of Artemis?
Yeah, absolutely. So the mission of Artemis Singers is really to use song and use community to bring the world together. And that's me saying it like from my brain and being in the chorus for the past almost 6 years.
Wow.
But on our website, artemissingers.org, you can also find everything that we're about. But essentially, we sing in solidarity with all LGBTQ plus people and allies. And we're comprised of singers from very diverse backgrounds. And we're just dedicated to performing music written or arranged by women. And we work to affect positive change in cultural attitudes towards women and women artists and just increase visibility of those people. So, yeah.
So you've been a member for 6 years. Tell us what goes into curating a concert for Artemis Singers.
Yeah, so the first thing to do is to have a theme for that concert. And what's really, really wonderful about Artemis Singers is that anyone can do anything. There's no hierarchy, there's no seniority, as far as if somebody, I've been in the chorus for 6 years, but this is actually my second time organizing a concert. The first time I think I was in the chorus for only 1 year.
Oh, okay.
So it really comes with first having a theme and a vision, and you kind of present that vision to the chorus. We talk about it and decide whether or not it's a vision that everyone kind of gels with. And then from there, we select music, which I feel like is our most interesting thing for music selection. We don't just have one artistic director. We have, as far as the music is concerned, we have multiple directors that are part of the chorus who are singers as well. And for music selection, everyone can kind of put into this really great Excel spreadsheet what songs they would like for us to sing. We do want to put a focus on music by BIPOC and BIPOC people. And so for this concert, we have around, I think it's like 52% of our songs. So that's something we're really excited about. But then essentially we have this really fun listening party to all the songs. And we have our own, kind of tally sheet, that math that I am not good at is involved, that someone else does. And then once that math is done, the artistic directors for the concert, which for this concert, it's myself, and then also someone else who's in the chorus, her name is Paige, sit down and decide, okay, what would we like to actually have sung as part of this concert? And then we start learning the music.
I love that it's like a collective experience,
true democracy.
It's like, well, but it's, like you were saying, there's no hierarchy there. People can present ideas and like, hey, this is a really great song. And that everybody gives it a fair shake. And then you math it out, which me too. Math, oof, over my head.
Is it challenging to find those artists to fit your criteria?
It definitely can be.
Yeah.
It can be challenging. And I will say that everyone does everything differently. With this season and with this music selection, I tried to give as much tangible description of like what I wanted as possible. We have like concert artwork, which you've seen, that goes into our Humanitix and promotion and stuff. But for this music selection, we also had artwork for the music selection, just to kind of guide people into the type of feeling that we want to have with the music that was presented and that we were selected from. And yeah, I definitely gave the chorus the challenge of like, this is about intersectionality. This is about interwoven and interconnectedness. I want us to have, BIPOC and BIWOC writers or composers to the front, however possible. And the chorus took that challenge and ran with it. It was amazing. And I'm so proud of the work that we've done through song and also just within our chorus to make sure that we're highlighting that.
Yeah. So you touched on it briefly, but what is the theme is interwoven threads of earth and self. What does that mean to you? Like, how did you present that to the chorus?
Yeah, that's a really great question. So whenever I presented it, I think it was in March of last year.
All
at
right.
This point. It was a while ago.
It takes some time.
It takes some time.
That makes sense. Yeah.
It takes some time, but also I was thinking about this community that I'm a part of and how healing it is to really be in a room singing with other people. And I wanted to be able to give back to our community that sees us every season. And I wanted all of us to give our audience ourselves for them to lean on too. things are really hard right now. There are a lot of really awful things happening, and I needed a bright spot, and I wanted to give a bright spot as well. And I moved here to Chicago about almost 7 years ago from Louisiana, and growing up queer there was not easy.
Yeah.
And I felt the most at home that I'd ever felt within Artemis and seeing that community. And I really just wanted us to like weave in ourselves and the community we have and what we have surrounding us in the earth, everyone and everything we have surrounding in the earth, to put that into song and give people a bright spot and something to look forward to. And tangible hope is what I was going for.
Beautiful. Great goal.
Stop. I'm snapping. I'm clutching pearls. I'm doing all the things.
Doing it all, yeah.
I know. No, it's great. I mean, it's a wonderful reminder, especially in January, that there is earth, there is green earth that will grow, and that we have responsibility to it, and we have a responsibility, and we get so much from it. Like, I thank you. Love that. So what are some of the songs on the program? I know Artemis usually in past concerts, there's usually been kind of like a world premiere or like an original piece that's in there. What is on tap for Interwoven Threads of Earth and Self, which is going to be happening on January 17th in Bronzeville at Vandercook College of Music?
Yeah, I would say the most interesting thing about this concert is that all but one song that we're singing is completely new to the chorus in general.
Oh, great.
Artemis has been around for so long. It's been more than 45 years. And so there's so many songs to choose from, and a lot of time with music selection. Also, the songs come from our own repository, right?
Right.
And what's really, really interesting about this concert is that we are singing, and I could have the number wrong because holiday brain, but we're singing, I believe, around 8 or 9 songs that are full chorus pieces. And one of them we've sung before. The rest of them are completely new to the chorus. And again, everyone has really connected to this more than I could have ever dreamed, and really taken it in stride. And I'm just so proud of the work that we've done. So I feel like there's a lot of Artemis premieres.
You should be.
Happening.
You should be. Tamika, did you come to this as a casual singer, or did you study music? And, for those that are thinking about wanting to join, I know in the past you take anybody that wants to sing, but just curious about you personally.
Yeah, of course. So like you said, for general membership, it's open to adult women, non-binary, and trans singers, regardless of musical background. For myself, I grew up singing. I grew up singing just in school choruses from the time I was in 4th grade until I graduated in high school. And I never studied music outside of high school. And something that's a fun fact about me I love to share is that I learn by ear. I'm not a great music reader. Mm-hmm. However, I've been in Artemis for 6 years and loved it and done great. And so whenever I moved here to Chicago from Louisiana, I just Googled, I was like, okay, lesbian chorus, gay chorus, some kind of adult chorus, and Artemis popped up. And I joined, they had just stopped doing Zoom only rehearsals for COVID. So it was pretty in the thick of it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my personal background.
I love it. Well, and also
Thank you for sharing.
It seems to me that Artemis Singers keeps growing. Where are you now in terms of membership? Because I work at the Trader Joe's, and every once in a while I'll spot people out and about with their Artemis Singers shirts on.
Oh my god!
And I'm like, I know you. I know you. I talk to your friends on the radio. So
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So about how many members are there? And it seems like this has really meant it's been a very big part of your life here in Chicago.
It has, yeah. I would say that all of the community that I have and most of the chosen family, close friends that I have are people that I've met through Artemis and people that I met through Artemis and within Artemis. Right now we're at 60 members.
Holy smokes.
Holy Smokes is right.
Yeah.
When I joined, it was me and 2 other people who joined at the same time. And I think that maybe we were around 20 something. And then the past few years, it's just kept growing, which is amazing.
Shows there's a need for it.
Wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, and you know, a need for presenting the art, you know, from the community to take the shows in, like Interwoven Threads of Earth and Self that's coming up on January 17th. But there's also a need for the members of the chorus, you know, to, as I was saying, to find community, to find a purpose, and to do your artivism, as I like to say.
Yeah, I love that. It's so true. And I feel like it's important for our audience too, because as long as our chorus continues to grow, our audience grows as well.
Yeah.
And that's what's been the coolest thing to see as someone who was in the chorus, you know, whenever there were 20 something of us and now there's 60 of us. And also hearing from other people who've been in the chorus far longer than me, who've been in the chorus for decades.
Yes.
And hearing, you know, their perspective about what it's like now and how many singers there are, and seeing, I mean, our last winter concert, we had, I think, more than 300 people show up. It was like standing room tickets at some point.
Nice.
So it's really wild to see, but in a really cool way.
It's gratifying.
Yeah. Again, we change the world through art. Art has truth.
It does.
Still seek meaning in there.
One of the only places to find it.
I know. I love it so much. Well, hey, if you are interested, Artemis Singers, Chicago's lesbian feminist chorus, will present Interwoven Threads of Earth and Self. It's a concert at 7 o'clock on Saturday, January 17th in Bronzeville at Vandercook College of Music in the Great Hall. The concert will be ASL interpreted, and the building is wheelchair accessible. There's also free parking. Real close.
Yeah,
so if you want to find out more information about the concert, buy tickets, or if you also just want to find out, think, hey, you know what? 2026 is the year of community. So I need to kind of create some more community. Let's go to artemissingers.org if you want to be a part of this ever-growing group of artists. So, Damika, Victorian, thank you so much for joining us today. As one, I'm married to a Southerner. Did you have your black-eyed peas, greens, and cornbread?
My black-eyed peas are in the refrigerator right now soaking. I'm a little behind, but I'm still going to do it.
It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. The epiphany it hasn't happened yet.
It will happen. It will happen.
It will happen. Okay, good.
Proper soaking's important.
I'm just making sure that you have your peas and your greens and your cornbread.
I have my peas. I have my greens. I have my cornbread. I will consume them.
Those Southern...
And the one other thing that I forgot to mention is really important, speaking of community, every 4 years in a major city, the Sister Singers Network Choral Festival is happening. And it's 20 plus feminist choruses from across the U.S. and beyond. They perform and share repertoire. And we are hosting it in July of 2026.
Oh, all right. Well, I guess we'll be talking to you in June.
Yeah.
You know?
Fantastic. Great to meet you. Great to meet you, Damika.
So wonderful to meet y'all. Thanks so much.
Oh my gosh. Thank you.
Happy New Year.
Thank you so much for taking time out to join us again. Interwoven Threads of Earth and Self, a concert presented by Artemis Singers, takes place January 17th in Bronzeville at Vandercook College of Music in the Great Hall. To find out more information, artemissingers.org. Tamika Victorian, thank you so much, and get those peas.
Awesome. I will. Thank y'all so much.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Bye. We've got to take a quick break, and when we come back, it is the final thrilling show-stopping moments about Chicago right here on WCPT Heartland Signal.
Think Theory Radio.
We're joined by Allie Mae Miller, hypnotherapist.
Hypnosis is portrayed in media in general. Manipulation, mind control. People think it's like a truth serum. My clients describe it as they're in control the whole time. It's definitely not a truth serum. The client decides what they share with me, even in a state of hypnosis.
Think Theory Radio with Damian Perdue. Saturdays at 6 p.m. on WCPT 820.
Dazzling decal on Daisy's Donuts window. Bold banner at Barry's Barbershop.
prominent poster at Penny's on Park Place.
This is your sign. Well, signs. To try Staples and see the difference. Get $15 off signs, banners, and posters when you spend $75 or more.
From Staples, and I couldn't miss it.
Ends 4/15. Visit staplesconnect.com/printbig for details.
Deering Company is seeking a senior software engineer in Chicago, Illinois, with the following responsibilities: research, design, develop, test, and implement the appropriate microservice solutions for Deere digital products using mainstream programming languages and database skills. $140,000 to $150,000 per year, plus benefits. Follow this link to learn more about our total rewards package. https://bit.ly/3xcd8fl. Please apply online at www.johndeere.com/USjobs and search for job posting number 202-5058.
WCPT 820, Chicago's progressive talk, where facts matter.
Hey, this is Mark Patton, and I'm from Scream Queen, My Nightmare on Elm Street, and you're listening to Out Chicago.
And welcome back to Out Chicago. Scott Duff here and Ellen Miller. Interviews wherever you get your podcasts, on the Spotify, Apple Podcasts, TuneIn, iHeartRadio, YouTube, but Amazon Music. There we go. All you got to do is search for Out Chicago, or you can get the links on our show page by visiting heartlandsignal.com and clicking on our picture.
We are everywhere. There's no excuse not to hear us.
We are. We're everywhere. We're just like Visa. We're everywhere you want to be. And you know what? It'd be great if you leave a little review, maybe a 5-star review. It might be nice wherever you listen to your podcast. But, you know, we've been on the air for, this is our 13th year. We're kicking off the 13th year.
Oh, my God.
Lucky 13.
13 years
It's
together,
cuckoo
Scott.
bananas.
How did that happen?
I have no idea.
I was young when I started.
Same.
You were really young. And
Yes.
I was younger.
We were younger. We're all still young at heart.
Years. We are young at heart.
We are very young at heart.
My parents were young at heart, and I think that really helped their longevity. You really do.
Oh, heck yeah.
You know?
Again, and it's out running about and doing stuff.
Being around people.
Being a lifelong learner, being curious, being
That was my
interested.
father, lifelong learner and volunteer up until into his 90s.
See?
Volunteerism.
Look, here's one thing that that was one thing of my time in Memphis. When I used to live in Memphis, Tennessee, if you are new to the show, I was a high school teacher there. At a small independent school, and they confirmed what I already knew, but part of their mission was about being a lifelong learner. And one of the wonderful things that they would do during Martin Luther King Day, like that weekend, the Friday before Martin Luther King, you would have a half day, and then the second half of regular classes. And then the second half of the day, every teacher prepared a special lesson or activity or something that was about civil rights. And that would be everything from, people would go and they would leave campus and they would go volunteer, or they would just watch the music teacher would show the movie Hairspray. Which we all think like, Hairspray, really? What? And be like, well, it's about racial integration and about that, and in my heart of hearts, I've always wanted, in the spirit of Martin Luther King, that day, I really wish that would be a national day of service. I think that is a way to honor.
Great idea.
Honor, his work, honor the struggle that is still going on for many people, that we all just go and give back.
Obama's, I remember, used to do some service on that day.
Yeah.
Our current administration, I don't recall them ever
I don't think they don't
it.
even know what service
Yeah,
is.
no, but it's a great idea. It would be wonderful.
That man doesn't even know what groceries are.
No.
So.
It's a great word. It's called
It's an old-fashioned word. It's an old-fashioned word, groceries. But speaking of that, hey, we talked about it earlier with March Halpern. There's canvassing training that is happening. If you go to indivisiblechicago.org or .org, you can find out a way. Look, we're already here at WCPT. We are posting all of our candidate interviews at heartlandsignal.com/candidates. So if you are looking, as Marge pointed out, there is a very crowded race that is happening in Illinois in particular. So if you want to find out more about them, here's some interviews. We've got interviews from a ton of different candidates. We've got Holly Kim, who's running for Illinois comptroller, Wisconsin gubernatorial hopeful Francesca Hong, and Illinois House candidate Demi Palachek. You can just find the candidate interviews tab at the top of our website, heartlandsignal.com. But I just think it's important to be engaged.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right now. And also take time to refill the well. And right now, Netflix is super gay.
Is it?
Yes. They got that gay hockey show.
That's on HBO.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I wasn't watching Netflix this week because was the Knives Out one. Wake Up Dead Man.
Is that super gay?
I mean, it's got gay.
I have never seen the Knives Out. I know.
You haven't?
No.
Ellen Miller, do you like good old-fashioned whodunits? And
I do.
You do? Oh, my gosh.
And people love that franchise. I
is so,
I got to put it on the list,
It is
Scott.
so great. I'm telling you,
now.
Daniel Craig.
Yes.
He's a big old gay detective from the South. What's his name? It's LeBlanc, I think is his last name. They are all so good.
I hear all good things about the Knives Out.
And then the first one, you've got come on, you got Jamie Lee Curtis in that one. You got Chris Evans going on. Who else is in that one? It's been a hot minute since I've seen that. And then the second one, Glass Onion, you got Janelle Monáe. You've got,
I love her.
I know. You got Catherine Hahn's in there. This one, Wake Up Dead Man. There is a seemingly impossible murder of a priest. This one is all about religion. And it's kind of great.
Okay.
It's very.
We're looking.
Great.
It's the winter. We're gonna hunker down more.
Look, let me
put
tell
it on
you.
The list.
Put
it on the list.
Put the entire series on the list.
I will.
It reminds me. I'm an HBO kid, so I guess that's where the gay hockey thing is. But I was an HBO kid growing up, and I fell in love with all those Agatha Christie movies. Evil Under the Sun, Death on the Nile, Murder on the Orient Express. I love those old whodunity.
I loved Hardy Boys books when I was little.
Do you remember the series, Hardy? Did you watch the Hardy Boys?
I did.
Parker Stevenson and Sean Cassidy?
Some of it, yes, because I loved both. I loved David Cassidy, so,
because of the Partridge Family.
Yeah.
Sean Cassidy, very, very confusing feelings for a young boy.
Yeah, did he?
Yeah, and he was everywhere, Sean Cassidy. He had that poster and was also on a pillow case.
He was that hair.
That hair.
Blondish hair, yeah.
That hair, yeah. But it's fat. I love Murder, She Wrote.
My parents loved that show.
I loved that show.
I didn't get to watch it.
Why?
I don't know.
You were out living your life because you were doing your thing.
Yeah.
You were busy doing stuff.
Yeah.
But cannot recommend high enough. Wake Up Dead Man. It's great. It has some really interesting takes on faith.
As you said, yeah.
Some
thinking.
There's some thinking things that are happening. There's also some non-thinking things that are happening that are just feely things. I highly recommend. The cast is phenomenal. This guy, Josh O'Connor, who I had not really known before, he apparently has done a lot of stuff, but my fingers are not on the pulse as they usually are. He basically carries the movie. He's incredible. And then you've got Josh Brolin, Glenn Close, Thomas Hayden Church. Who else is in a whole bunch? It's just
they always have a good cast.
It's always a bunch of fun people, and they're doing fun stuff. So
I'll check it out.
But then Stranger Things, that is there's so many queer characters in that show that are just kind of popping out, and we ended up, as part of our day of restoration, we watched the last 4 episodes of the new season, including the 2-hour season finale yesterday.
Is the season still going? Or I think it's done. Is the series still going?
I think it's pretty much done.
Because I get the feeling it's kind of the end for people.
Well, those kids are no longer kids, because it did come out 9 years ago, which was crazy. But yeah, so, but it's, I love it. And what is wrong with Winona Ryder? Just what's wrong with her? she's such a weirdo.
She always has been a little
not as strange as she is now. I mean,
she's had some things for a while.
Well, I know she was caught shoplifting those Gucci glasses. That was a long time ago in the 90s.
There you go. I mean, that was
but just sounds like, that's strange behavior. But I mean, like seeing her on award shows and watching her work on this show, I'm like, you're just kooky pants.
Yeah.
But I love her.
Yeah. There's a thin line, as we like to say. Kathy and I actually went out to the movie theater.
Yeah.
We seem to do about once a year. We went on Friday to see Song Sung Blue.
Come on, Hugh.
And Hugh Jackman and Kate Hudson, both great. The whole cast is fantastic. I think this is going to be one of those sleeper hits of the holiday season. People are starting to get out and see it. Based on a couple from Wisconsin, they went as under Lightning and Thunder. Their names were Mike and Claire. I actually was a fan of theirs. I used to go to the Wisconsin State Fair, drink heavily, lots of beer, and go see them. And I was just enamored with them. They were like no impersonator act I'd ever seen. They were so into it. It was something unique. And I befriended them and used to, I worked in radio at the time, and I'd give them I said, if there's anything I can help you with, I just wanted to help these folks. They just resonated in a way that was, when you saw them perform, it was just, wow, you people, you're so in this, And
do Kate Hudson and Hugh Jackman, they capture that?
They captured it. Boy, did they capture it.
Good.
From the dialect to the feelings. And I just, I had a lot of feelings watching it. And we came home and went through the rabbit hole of, there's a documentary that a young man, his name's Greg Coase, he did this documentary. He was a young filmmaker in Wisconsin for some different, he filmed the Green Bay Packers for something, and then he was at a Harley Davidson 50th anniversary or 100th, I don't know how many years it was, but anyway, he was at...
It's been a minute.
And he heard these voices, he heard these singers. He goes, oh, Neil Diamond's here? And he went and saw. So just like so many of us, he became enamored with them. And he worked on this documentary for 10 years. He did 8 years of following them around and 2 years of editing. And he is one of the producers of the film. And when we watched the documentary, I would advise seeing the movie first because it's more feel good, then going to watch the documentary because the documentary tells a little darker tale.
Darker tale for it?
It does tell a darker tale. And for me, though, because I knew Lightning and Thunder, again, casually, but knew them. And to see them in this, real personal, he'd film them. He'd fly in and he'd film them at their home. It's sad and it's not, not surprising, but there's something about this movie. I think it's touching people in a way that I didn't think people, when I first heard there was a movie about him, I was like, really?
Really?
But now that I see it, and
I've heard a lot of people saying that it's kind of like a big triumphant sort of underdog story, it is. Gives you all the good feels.
It is, and there's some sadness too, but that's what a good movie is all about.
Yeah,
so
it's all the emotions.
I would highly recommend it, and then also he put it on YouTube for free. It's easy to watch it.
Oh, really?
The documentary. I'm sorry.
Oh, the documentary.
The documentary.
Okay.
And then we also went down the rabbit hole and saw some interviews with him, Greg, and tells more about his personal journey in doing this. So I think they're going to be up for award season. They're already up. I think Kate's up for something, Golden Globes next week. We got to watch more movies.
I got to watch some more stuff because I am sorely. Look, Emmett's been not feeling well, so he's on a travel ban in the house. Yeah. So he can't go into certain rooms and he can't go to where the TV is. And we feel bad about leaving him. So we just kind of hang out with him. And we haven't been watching a lot of stuff. We've just been enjoying each other, which is really lovely to have that sort of.
I did that with my baby too. Yeah.
Kind of unplugged moment.
Yes.
Here. So, we're trying to create our own little community right here in our little house is what we're doing to bring it back to community, which is something, again, I'm trying to focus on this year. But as we are winding things down for our very first show of 2026, the holiday season is over. It's going on.
The Epiphany. We don't.
Yeah. The Epiphany is on Tuesday, so we're almost done.
Almost done.
We're almost done with the holiday season. There's a lot of things. there's a lot of manufactured joy and goodwill and peace to all men that happens in this time. And I encourage everybody to really think about, if you celebrate Christmas or whatever holiday you were celebrating around this time, about like what the true meaning of that holiday is. My sister, the priest, she's sent me this lovely poem by Howard Turman called The Work of Christmas. And it goes like this. When the song of the angels is stilled, when the star in the sky is gone, when the kings and princes are home, when the shepherds are back with their flock, the work of Christmas begins. To find the lost, to heal the broken, to feed the hungry, to release the prisoner, to rebuild the nations, to bring peace among brothers, and to make music in the heart. And that is what my wish is for us. Let's help the lost, help the broken, help the hungry, and let's make music in the heart.
Keep the spirit of Christmas all year long.
There we are. And with that brings us to the end of the show today. I want to thank all of our guests, Marge Halpern, Ann Friedman, and Damika Victorian. Devin, amazing job, as always.
Thank you, Devin.
Paul,
thank you, Paul.
Perfectly adequate, as always. Happy New Year, Paul. Ellen Miller, always a pleasure to kick off.
Happy Lucky 13.
Happy Lucky 13. There we go. And I'm Scott Duff, and until next week, stay proud.
Around the Town, Chicago, with Al Beslaw.
My dog eats dog food now. Bravo. She eats good, she does kibble, and she does wet. But everything has to be topped with the Farm to Pet topping. You just sprinkle it on the top of her food. She comes running to it and starts gobbling up her food. I've even tried it. It's really...
And Frank's doing much better now. Okay.
My coat is really good.
His hair is shiny.
Sunday afternoons at 1 on WCPT 820.
Choose Views with